G'day, Tonia Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl medium. I was about to have a mental blank then. Isn't it funny? Here in lockdown, it's like your brain just tends to go to different parts of the I don't know, even I don't even know. Like it's words are getting lost and yeah, trying to think straight sometimes is really crazy. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get my head screwed on right, ready for a reading today and to share some information. And I also wanted to share that I don't know if everyone's felt there's been a bit of a shift energetically, so we're feeling a little bit more upbeat for those that have gone through it's like it's a bit of a been a bit of a dark night of the soul or a little bit of recalibration, and we're starting to now really move away from that and move forward. And for many of us that have had to make decisions on making some changes, and there's been a lot of people around I know that I've connected with that have either ended relationships, they've decided that the move is just what they need to do, or making plans in the future for their career that's totally different to what they would have foreseen earlier on this year. So if you're one of those that's come through really having a fair upheaval happen this year, then please know there is a shift around to be able to just help us edge our way out of this and have the strength to do that, which is really amazing how the universe will step up and help you when it's needed. So sometimes we need to meet that energy halfway, and just put our hand up and say, yeah, look, I need a bit of guidance here. Don't forget that you have all your spiritual family around you that are happy to help step in and give you the signs. I have felt a little bit lately that we need to become more connected to ourselves and really take notice of the signs that we're being given. So, I know I find that myself. I'll get a sign and I don't read it properly, and then I'll get two more exactly the same, and I'm like, oh dear. If that, how many more do you need before we go, oh yeah, that's right. So I think just in our human existence, it's how we roll. So don't beat yourself up over it. Just go, you know what, plot twist, turn around, change direction. And I also feel like there's been a lot of people working on around things on forgiveness at the moment. So this is about, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, give yourself that space to be free. And, it's something that we often struggle with. I know I do at times. It's like we get a little bit self-righteous about it, or we defend our actions, and deep down we know that it's not for our highest good, but we kind of get on the defensive and don't want to make the change. So I just want to remind you that if that's you, like the rest of us, we're all, we all glean that same insight, and just take note of it. If there's something niggling away that you're feeling the sign to make some changes, now's the time to do it. All right, we can really make these changes and shifts and, set that intention to go, right, I want to make a change in an area of my life. I'm just going to write it down what it is and let the universe help me deliver it. So, yeah, that's my insights for today from Spirit. So I'm going to go on to my read today. I have the lovely Nancy from New Jersey in the US. Hey, Nancy, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good. I was expecting a thicker accent than that, but isn't it funny how we all have different accents? But I just went, oh, New Jersey. I'm like, so were you born and bred in New Jersey, can I ask?
Yes, I was.
Oh, wow, cool, cool. Thank you for ringing in and connecting today. I want to initially go off the bat with you, and so I've got some exciting things happening. I feel like there's something around you've had a shift in what you're doing career-wise, or you've made a few decisions around making changes, and it's almost like Spirit is saying it's a bit exciting. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, my main thing was are you a medium?
Yes, yes, I am. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's really why I wanted to contact. We lost our son last
Yep,
year. He was barely
yep.
20 and he had cancer.
Oh,
And I
oh
just want to
dear.
know, how is he? Where is he
Yep,
and how is
yep.
he?
Okay, okay. Absolute pleasure to connect for you. All right. It's always hard when I connect with mums. I'm a mum as well, and to lose a child is something that you can't imagine. And I can absolutely empathise with you, and
Thank you.
that's a definite hard one to swallow. Okay, let's connect in with your son. So, okay. Oh, wow. What a gorgeous soul. I have to say, first of all, coming through, he's quite wise. And it's almost like I feel like that was him through life as well, even though he only had those 20 years with you. I feel like I'm connecting, or the way that he's coming across is it was like he'd been here before, even as a youngster. I feel like there was things about him that you went, oh, wow, for a child of his age, he was able to understand things. And it's like he's showing me in the spirit world that's what he's doing over there as well. And one thing that I like, and when anyone I call it, he's gone back home. He's showing me he's up there, definitely not on his own. There's family members there. Is it your father that he's showing me like there's a father figure around him? Is that your dad?
Yes,
that's
my
in
father
spirit?
has passed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he's saying dad's here.
He never
Dad
knew
having a
him
bit of a
though.
laugh.
They never knew each other.
Okay, but it's like they're connected in spirit. I do want to say he's showing me that there were some similarities with your dad. Like it's almost like I feel like they've with connecting in the spirit world, they're like, oh, I like that, and there was a few traits that I feel that your son had that your dad had as well. So obviously coming through you, he's not in. This is a common one when they pass through illness. He's feeling free now. He can move around. It's like, oh, I'm back to my energetic self. And I feel like for him, what he's showing me is that he liked to move around a lot, like whether he travelled or I feel like I went on adventures, and that's part of the person that he is. And it's like he's showing me over there that's what he's doing. I often get shown with connecting to the spirit world, how the energy is so different over there. So there's so much of that. It's like an unconditional love that we really struggle to necessarily comprehend here, but he's really showing me that over there. And there's aspects because he was so, I want to say like an advanced soul. He's up there helping others. So there's a purpose his purpose specifically is elevating people to go up the levels. And I often get shown that in the spirit world there is different levels, but it's like he's showing me he surpassed a few. So that when they show me that, it's like he had an inner knowing. He had, he'd had quite a few lifetimes before this one with you, and he's highly regarded, is what he's showing me. So does that make sense to you? Like that he was quite wise for his age, and I feel
I
like he
believe so,
was,
yeah. I mean, I do think
yeah,
he was an old soul. And he had said something, it
yeah,
was kind of strange when he was around 5 or 6 years old. And he was talking to me about, he had gone to this school and he had a friend. And he said, when I lived in my mind. And I said, well, what do you mean by lived in your mind? He said, before I was born. And he was telling me that, and it was like really strange, and I had forgotten about it. And then I remembered it like the end of last year, a few months after he
yeah.
had passed. And I just thought that was very odd.
Mm. And that's just confirmation, because it's like that's what he's showing me. It's like I'm back at home up here, um, and it's like he's helping the evolved soul. So it's like when they, and that's what I often get shown when they certainly don't all come through like that whatsoever. But he's showing me that he's slotted in really well up there, and it's like I'm back home, I'm helping others because of the fact that he sort of during passing, and I do want to go back to his passing as well, is what he's showing me. Was there an aspect of him needing? I feel like whether there was a few around him, and it wasn't till some had left that he was able to pass. So whether was there only you around when he passed, or I feel like I want to go to he's acknowledging that he had to wait for others to go for him to physically leave his body.
No, he was on hospice at home. So we were
Okay.
with him.
Right. So was it just you and your other?
My husband.
Like,
my
yeah.
husband and I. He was an only child.
Okay. Were there others visiting or something? Because I just feel like what he showed me in that was like he waited, or there was some kind of he let me see. It's just yeah, I can't explain that any other way. But it's like I felt there was a certain timing around him leaving his physical body, and he's just
Well, I
acknowledging
think
that.
so too, actually. I think I get what you're trying to say. The night
Yeah,
before, he had about 6 or 7 of his good friends. Well, he didn't have them, but they wanted to come see him. And a couple
yeah,
of them said, we can come tomorrow, we can come the end of the week. I said, it's probably better sooner than later. I didn't know that. It was just last night. And they were there for about 5 hours, and we were just talking and we were reminiscing. And I'm pretty sure he waited for his friends because the next morning, less than 10 hours later, he was gone. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
he was waiting for his friends to be there. He didn't say a word the whole time.
yeah,
He was just lying there, and I'm pretty sure he heard everything. We did have a
yeah,
hospice nurse in that night because he was not doing well.
yeah.
That was a rough night. But I think that ties in with what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause it's like that was an important message that he wanted to get through. He does communicate with you, and I'd love to share. I've got an amazing book of a lady that channeled a lot of information, or connected with her son, and got a lot of information about the afterlife. It is just such an amazing book. I'll try and connect with you after we get off the show and share that with you because I think it would be really really beneficial, and it really explains about the afterworld and how they, how it is for them, But he does hang around with you guys. It's like he's showing me he hasn't physically left totally. So it's like he's giving you signs, and I feel like I want to go to being outside and bringing that sense of fun back. And he does want to remind you of that, of having that bit of a laugh. And I do feel like I feel like he had that sort of sense of humour, almost like a little bit of what I would call as a bit of a corny sense of humour, but it's like making fun of things, not making fun of things, but having a laugh at the little silly things that happen. And I feel like he's bringing that to me to share with you and say that's a sign that he's around. So whether you go to trip over, or I just feel like there's some funny things is what he's saying. He's trying to bring that extra laughter back, which often they do from the spirit world, but he definitely hangs around with yourself and your his dad as well. So it's like both of you.
Yeah, we just
And
wish
it's
we
like you
could see him more or feel him more. It's really strange. My husband has we have a finished basement, and he set up a camera there, like an infrared camera, whatever they're called. And, we look at it once in a while in the playroom where my son used to play. And we saw an orb there one night. Now, if he had seen it by himself, I wouldn't have believed him. But we both saw it. There was an orb in the basement, and there was no other reason for it to be there,
Yep. Absolutely. He's showing me he's around. So it's only the two of you, the fine tuning of those messages. Message me on my Facebook page, Australia's Psychic Cowgirl, and I will expand on a few messages from him because I would like to just give you a little bit more. I haven't got enough time today to do that.